Hey everyone, this is your OG, and this is another Dragonheir Silent Gods video. Now, I'm putting this just quick one together real quick because, we're still a little ways off from Godforge coming out in the early release and everything like that, and we still have some time. So, what a couple of us have done is gone over to Dragonheir Silent Gods, and we're using this as just a great game. I mean, honestly, it's a great game to begin with. It's fun. It's a lot of good progression, a lot of different things that I hadn't seen in other games I played that I really enjoyed, and I've had a good time with the game. So, but it's a great kind of like filler in between while we wait for Godforge, the next part of Godforge. So, Phaelus put out a video this morning and was talking about cameras and art and stuff like that. So there's gonna be a lot of that sort of stuff. We haven't been covering the leaks quite as closely, but as we get closer, we'll get back into it. I'm just trying to make sure I take care of all the things I need to take care of in my life so that I'm ready to push hard when Godforge is ready to go. And that includes building the savings up for that starting pay to play budget. Already, Control Alt Elite has talked to me and Dan Man about running a clan. So, like, I'll be in the position as a clan leader. So that is exciting. And one of the things I'm doing here in Dragonheir Silent Gods is running an alliance, getting back into that mindset of what I need to do to effectively run an alliance or a clan. So I just want to run through my alliance real quick because I'm super proud of these guys. I started this game 2 or 3 weeks ago when the season two. I was a little late on season two starting. I didn't like start right when it came out. I was a couple days later, so I wound up in server 67, where a bunch of the other folks are in server 66. So unfortunately, I missed hanging out with Ad Hoc's World and Dan Man and playing in the Control Alt Elite alliance that they had in server 66. So in server 67, I just started my own alliance called Just Learning, and I went into the temporal vortex. I'll show you. This is how I built my alliance. Okay. I went to the temporal vortex right here. I went to the rankings, and I starred anyone that didn't have an alliance. I clicked on their profile and I invited them to the alliance. So I picked up all of the individuals, like kind of the solo folks. A lot of Miraculous used to be Dragons. It's the Chinese team there who we're tied with. They came in with like a full alliance already built. Like they were at 40 right off the bat, and you can see they're almost doing 2 billion points. So they know exactly what they're doing. They probably dialed everything in season one, which I didn't play. But we did have a few folks come in. Law 1 Mil King is on our team doing 500 million, or yeah, 500 million plus. We've got uh, Harry Krishna. We also had another one. He hasn't run his yet. He's up in the top three. Harley Quinna. So actually, Harley Quinna just came over to our alliance from another alliance. So we've been picking up like really strong folks from the other alliances and stuff. But I basically just went through this list, and anywhere I didn't see an alliance, I invited them. And that's how we built the alliance. It was all just the folks that didn't have any other alliance tied to them. So that's how I did it. And then, of course, managing the alliance, we would say over 7 days of not non-activity. We're booting them. So I don't think we have some folks. We have one at 7 days. So we have one individual too. So we got to throw some folks out today, and add some more spaces. And that's about the only maintenance I've had to do for the alliance, is just simply drop folks who are inactive, and then continue to either accept applications, because at a point we actually started getting applications from folks, which was nice, or again, I look for any high performing individual without an alliance and invite them. So it's not rocket surgery or anything crazy like that. And we're at level 19 out of 20 inside the first 3 weeks or so in the season, so that's not bad. Our alliance ranking, we're tied with, as I said, Miraculous, which is the Chinese team, but Yggdrasil, Grimskull, all these teams came in like full. They were at like 30, 35 right off the bat, and they've dropped a lot of folks. So either people are not active, not continuing to play it, or didn't want to stay with their alliance. But we managed to pick up some folks there as well. And you see we're the only one at 40, but we do need to drop some people. So we'll probably drop down to like 36 today or something and pick back up hopefully. So that is the alliance, and I'm going to show just a couple of the folks. Let's go by total contributions. So you see me there, your fateless, fearless leader. But really, I just created a space and I said, hey, we're just learning. I don't know everything about this game. I haven't played season one or whatnot, but let's give it a whirl. And that seemed to like be cool with people. All right, we're like, hey, I'm cool with that, and we got a lot of folks jumping in. Like I said, Hare Krishna has done extremely well for us. Yol Geezer has done super well for us. Chunky Capybara has done super well for us. Brett Sanders, La 1 Million King has done some really good things. Playbull also has done some great work for us. All of these folks have, but I'm calling out some people. Harley Quinna is like our top damage dealer, I would say, came over the other day and does over 1 billion damage on the terminal vortex. So that's awesome. Same with Imaginificent. These two came over together, I think, from the same clan. So that's cool. We're starting to attract people who want to be in this clan. I didn't do a ton to do that, but we just created a fun space and we maintain some simple rules so that like people aren't like, hey, I want to be competitive. You're letting this guy stay in forever and he's not doing anything. We simple rules, easy rules, like you got to participate, and then it's gone really well. So this is our alliance. We are going to be most likely running an alliance for Control Alt Elite in Godforge coming up in February, when that happens. So this is just great for us to really get into the mindset, start building systems and processes for more effectively managing alliances and clans, and being able to um, get them to pull together at the right times for the right events, all that sort of thing, making sure we're working out our communication, tying everybody in. Dan Man and I are also toying with the idea of creating a whaling cruise where we just gather 30, 40 whales together, folks that are willing to contribute at least $1,000 budget to the game. And we'll go on whaling cruises. We'll bring everyone together and you'll have actual content creators and gamers helping the whales to most effectively use their spending, and so that is something him and I are working on and kind of flushing out the pieces of, so that could be something that might be ready by the time Godforge goes live. But for now, we're just dialing in all our systems, our understanding, and getting ready to push very hard once the game comes out. So that's pretty much it for today. Just wanted to show you a quick little Dragonheir Silent Gods video. One, because that's what I'm playing and that's what's going on right now. But two, because it does tie into Fateless and Godforge's announcements with Jerry there on the podcast today, talking about the Unity engine and how things look and how to do work with cameras and shadows. All that was called out. So we just and he was talking about the community that's been built and stuff around Fateless. So we also got a message asking us to be an alliance or a clan leader. So this all seemed to kind of come together at the same time, and it gives you me a chance to update all you guys, because I really haven't been all that active lately. There hasn't been a ton that I feel like I could put a whole video out on, and I've been super busy with client work and other stuff that came out of everything I did in the last 6 months. It did generate, more work for me and more business from my clients and folks who liked what I was uncovering about content creation as a marketing strategy. So I've had, a little bit of bit by my own success in terms of doing well and basically not being able to fully escape the work it creates. People want more of that. They're like, oh, that's interesting. Could you do this for me? Could you do that? So it generates more work when you create possibilities in your customer's mind. So that has happened to me, and I've had more work come up, and I've been busy. So I haven't been putting out as many videos, but I will as soon as I feel like, okay, there's something here that I can contribute and provide. Most of the resources we provide through the websites and stuff. So, go to ravenpyros.com or scrollsofanubis.com for Godforge. I'm not as familiar with the Dragonheir Silent Gods folks. Check out Dan Man. He's the one that I go to pretty much for everything in this game. He's my content creator. Also, Odd One Gaming puts out some really great videos. Odd One does a really good job, and Scratch, of course. Scratch puts out great videos from the Hell Hades side as well. So those are the folks I kind of use. I haven't really watched a ton of videos. I've tried to beat the content myself, uh, with just figuring it out and everything. It's good practice for me as we face different challenges, different bosses, different dynamics. Dragonair is very interesting in the fact that they've kind of taken speed away. There's attack speed and there's skill haste, but there isn't just an out and out speed. So it's not a race for speed. You actually have to build teams that have good synergies. I kind of like it, to be honest with you. Arena, not as much. I don't love it as much because it's a little more unclear. It's not as straightforward as to how to sort of be the best. You can like rank up enlightenment. You can work on skill haste and attack speed. So there's a lot of factors, which is nice. It's not one note, one tone, like one trick pony. You have a few different levers you can kind of work on, and I think it makes it a little bit more competitive. But I haven't pushed super hard in arena. I've been in the top 20 or 30 pretty much the whole time, but I spent a pretty good amount at the beginning. I spent probably almost $750 in the beginning in terms of like shard pulls and all that. So I have like a pretty good roster. Here, I'll show you the roster of legendaries. So there's 6 times 5, there's 30, 36. I'm over 40 legendaries. So I have almost everybody I could have in the game, especially all the epics, all the rares. So I have everybody I could have now, and it's a matter of figuring out how to build them and how to work with them in teams, which is where I wanted to be. I wanted to get over the initial challenge by having enough heroes to do everything, building the width to my roster. Now it's just a matter of building depth and understanding each hero and how the teams come together to work so that I can beat the hardest content challenges. All right, guys, thanks for sticking with me. This was a Godforge / Dragonair sort of update from Euro G. But I wanted to put something out so that you guys can see me, and I'm here. I'm alive. I didn't die or anything. I've just been super busy and also kicking some tail in Dragonheir Silent Gods, but not really a content creator for them. So I've not been putting out like steady videos or anything like that. So thanks for sticking with me. Take care of yourself, and remember, play smarter.